Got it? Good. Now on to your second assignment. If you didn't do the first assignment, that's okay, you can hop in here. But I do ask that if you're gonna do the second assignment, you go back and watch the first 2 videos in the series. Okay, thanks. Now for the first assignment, I intentionally left things pretty open to see what you would do. This time around, I'm gonna be a little more picky. Just like a good video game, now that you've gotten the basics down, I'm gonna up the challenge level. So your assignment this time is to write a song in verse-chorus structure as I have laid it out. Your limitation last time was you had to use the word rock. This time your limitation is that the first 3 words of your lyric must be the first time. Remember, just as Orson Welles said, the enemy of art is the absence of limitations. I think he also said, give me some more wine, I'm big and fat. So that's basically your assignment, but stop! Do not X out of this screen, do not pause, do not open up Microsoft Word, do not pass go, do not collect $200! Last time I gave you an assignment, a lot of you turned in lyrics within half an hour. It's not a race. In fact, most of the lyrics which took days or weeks were way better. But why? It's a little something I call creative distance. It's good to have some time between completing your rough draft and starting your final draft. Here's how I like to think about it. Imagine that you are working on the painting Sunday on the island of La Grangette. You see, when Georges Seurat painted this painting back in 1884, he didn't do it with strokes of the paintbrush, he did it by making thousands of little dots of paint. So many dots of paint that it eventually added up to a big picture, like how pixels blend together in old Nintendo games. So imagine you're Georges Seurat and you've just finished this painting. Well, you must be right up close to the painting, and the thing is almost 7 feet tall and about 10 feet wide, so if you're right up close to it, you really don't see the big picture. You don't really know what you've got. The moment right after you complete a first draft of a lyric is like that. You have no objectivity or perspective. But as you take some time and back away from it, it's like slowly backing away from what you've made. You take some time to back away, and sacre bleu! Suddenly you have a way better sense of what you're dealing with. A lot of times when you complete a first draft, you have this amazing sense of accomplishment. The last thing you'd ever want to think is that maybe you made a lazy choice or maybe it's not perfect after all. You're happy and high on life, and maybe that sense of accomplishment will make you want to turn it in immediately, but resist. Give it some time. Creative distance is only achievable by just waiting a little while. That amount of time can be just a few hours, but I'd recommend at least a day or 2 to get some really good perspective. A first draft is always a rough draft. Always, 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 and I would tell Mozart the same thing. So just wait a little while, and then you can come back to the lyric fresh, and you'll be more able to notice mistakes that maybe you didn't catch the first time around. Maybe you'll have a funnier idea for a joke, or a better idea for a rhyme, and on and on and on. A completely necessary part of this assignment is that you write at least 2 drafts of your lyric. I don't want to see the rough stuff, I don't want to see the first one, just send me the final draft, but I want you to write a draft, wait, and improve it at least 1 time, okay? So again, your assignment is to write a verse-chorus song the way that I've laid it out. Verse, chorus, bridge, optional verse, and final chorus. Most of you are really good about attempting AABA structure the first time around. But a few of you wrote me like, hey brentalfloss, I didn't really write in the lyric structure that you told us to, but here's my lyric, derp, 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 derp. How many English teachers do you know that would accept a short story when they assigned a research paper? If your gym teacher said, run 2 laps, and then you gave him 5 jumping jacks and a cartwheel, what kind of grade would you get for the day? If I give you a specific assignment, I expect you to do that specific assignment. If you do something else, that's fine. I'm glad you're writing stuff, I'm just not going to accept it. It may seem a little mean, but if I don't put that rule in place, then I become everybody's go-to guy for, hey brentalfloss, I wrote this for my girlfriend, do you think it's good? Number 1, if you're asking me, no, it's probably really bad. And number 2, yes, I'm teaching this course, but it's not my job to help all 90,000 plus of you with your personal work. Okay? Okay. Sorry if I got snippy. Also, concerning this lyric, please write to the standards of the perfect lyric as I have established them. I don't want to see any weird sentence inversion unless it's part of the character and consistent throughout the song. I don't want to see any imperfect rhymes like page and face or heck and decks. Make sure that your lyric is made up of what you meant, not what you settled for to make it rhyme. One way to do this, as I've said before, is to write a prose version. Also, here's a nifty trick that Stephen Sondheim sometimes does. If you basically know what your song is going to be about when you start writing, and you should have an idea at that point, then one good way to start is to make a list of rhyming words and phrases that are related to the idea of the song. For instance, if I were writing a funny song about eating rotten eggs on Christmas, maybe I would write down smelly / Santa's belly, or stench was shocking / stuff your stocking. I don't always do this personally, but it works for some people and it's a good way to get started if you're stuck. Real quick, as you know, your lyric should be consistent with the character who's singing the song. It doesn't have to be a character in the context of a big hairy story, but you should have an idea of who's singing it, even if it's you. I don't need to know who's singing it unless it's pertinent to the story, in which case tell me, but please choose a story that pretty much everybody knows. If you write a song about Little Red Riding Hood, great, I'll know it. So will pretty much everybody else. If you write a song about Twilight, Also, do me a favor, I know I'm gonna sound like a big jerk, but please do not write me 8 paragraphs about how it was a hard lyric to write because your mom's an out-of-work koala bear and you didn't know how to rhyme pancreas and blah 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 blah. I'm not really gonna take any of that into consideration when I read your lyric. I'm just gonna read your lyric. I know you're used to me being Mr. Funny Clown Man, but for this course, I'm your teacher. So when you turn in your homework, I don't need your life story with it. Now let's talk real quick about how to send it and the format. When you're ready to turn it in, copy and paste it into an email. This time we're not doing YouTube messages because I'm no longer accepting YouTube messages as a form of communication. You're gonna email it to lyrics101@brentalfloss.com. Make sure the subject of your message is assignment 2. If your lyric has a title, you can put the title in quotations at the top of the message. If your lyric is intended to be sung by a specific character in a specific story, indicate that very briefly under the title. If you happen to have made a video of yourself reciting or singing your lyric, you can include a link to that, but that's all I want. Over 600 people sent in lyrics last time, and I'm expecting more this time. So anything besides what I've asked you to send me will basically just be disregarded because it takes too long. Having to read extra stuff actually makes it take longer before the next video comes out. So if you want to tell me something that doesn't really pertain to the course or your lyric, that's fine. Just write it to me at any of these 3 places. Thanks. This assignment will be due on Monday, March 14th by 11:59 p.m. American Eastern Time. That should give you plenty of time to write a draft, step away from it, then come back to it, improve it, and send it in. So thanks for watching, happy lyric writing, and we're gonna end this video with one of my favorite lyrics from last time. It's not the most perfect lyric ever written, and as he'll tell you in the video, he did throw the melody together just to kind of make a whole song out of it, but I think it's got a lot of charm and a lot of talent. So take it away, Jeff Brenneman. See you guys next time.
Hey guys, my name is Jeff. Hey, how you doing? And this is my Lyrics 101 assignment titled Baron Tomfooler. Gonna perform it for you now, so I hope you guys enjoy it, and here we go. In the dark of a once-botanical land, where the flora is choked by rock and dust, there lives a man whose tyrannical hand shows he's a bloke whom none can trust. What a bastardish bastard is our mighty ruler, the despicable, dastardly Baron Tomfooler. His mischievous mayhem and deeds are quite shady, his word absolute, and his whimsy untamed. He rules with a fist that would punch an old lady. That ornery brute is quite unashamed. Such a bastardish bastard, our unruly ruler, the despicable, dastardly Baron Tomfooler. Oh, the terrible terrors that Tomfooler does, kicking poor little first-grader kids just because. The horrible horrors that no one foresees when he eggs people's houses and pees on their trees. There's nowhere to hide when he's out on the prowl. He'll sneak in your shower and pilfer your towel. And worst of all, nobody has a fair chance when he stalks up behind you and pulls down your pants
and laughs at your polka dot boxes from France.
There be an end to this impish regime. Frivolity's no way for worlds to be run. This devious despot makes us want to scream as dictators go. He's dick number 1. Oh, please slit his throat and stuff him in a cooler. For God's sake, please, someone kill Baron Tomfooler. That bastardish bastard, that asshole-ish ruler, the despicable, dastardly Baron Tomfooler. The precarious, cantankerous, no-thinker us, Baron Tomfooler,